Hey guys, as promised, I'm going to be showing you how I made this fold down table, and this is perfect for a small kitchen and like a desk area. If you already have like a dining room, a separate dining room, and you want to make a little desk area, this would be perfect for that too. So this is just me and my daughter's little table for our little kitchen, and if you want to see how I put the guitar picks on there, I have a video for that. So this is the table and all this stuff. And then here we got a piano hinge and we just screwed it onto the side of the table. So I'm just screwing it into the built-in that I have right here. You can use a stud finder to find the studs in your wall, that way you're hitting them. So you just screw them in. And about this time, my grandpa walked in, and I got to show him how sturdy I made this. He was proud of me, so that was cool. And then I just balanced this on, kind of just measured it, made sure that it was even with the wood, and then he helped me screw it on there as I was holding it. So he's just putting screws into all the little holes that are on the piano hinge. You should just double check to make sure before you put all the screws in that when you lift the table up and when you put it down that you're happy with how it's leveling out with, onto your wood or, whatever you have around your area. Just make sure that it's how you want it. So my grandpa cut my 2x12 and he cut it at a 45-degree angle on both the top and the bottom side. And when we put it under, like when we put it on the floor under the table, and then we put it on the bottom side of the table, it was really, the table was uneven. So we had to remove the 2x4 on the bottom of the table, then marked it off by where we wanted it on the table. So make sure that your table's level, and then mark it where you want your 2x4 to go. That way your 2x4 will stop the 2x12 and you'll have a level table. Bow chicka wow, wow, and the table's done. I love it. It's sturdy and it's not going anywhere until I decide to take it down. Being able to take that out and have my table fold down just makes my kitchen feel so much bigger.